This week, we're in the Midwest touring a property that's set to break records.
Every room you walk into in this home just kind of takes your breath away.
655 feet of prime lake frontage, 8 acres of pristine lush grounds.
This property would be $250 million in Malibu.
A true mega estate with multiple structures, complete with a full spa, wine cave, and an entertainment level with custom details at every turn. It's a one-of-a-kind offering.
I believe the relative value overall of what this property in all its capacities has to offer is so superior to anything else that can be acquired in the United States of America.
We are so proud to have built this home, and we're excited for you to show it to the world.
This is a legacy estate built to last, designed to impress, and crafted as the ultimate compound. So sit back, relax, and let us take you through the Lake Point Estate. All right, everyone. Once again, welcome to Wayzata, Minnesota, and even more importantly, welcome to Lake Minnetonka. We got so much to cover today. House is situated on 8 acres. So to cover the grounds, we're going to be using this golf cart. So let's continue. In fact, Armand is going to sit on the back. So this property features 2 gates. The first gates are right behind us, and this driveway then takes you through the entire property. The surrounding landscape is absolutely phenomenal. We have maple, oak, cedar, ash trees surrounding the entire estate. It is so lush, green, peaceful. And then you have this asphalt driveway that takes you to the second gates, which are right in front of us. The gates here are also flanked by these 2 guest homes that are identical in size, a little over 2,000 square feet, but one of them is a 3-bedroom and the other one is a 2-bedroom. Brand new structures, and they are nicely designed. I mean, we got so much to cover. Now, the other aspect of this property that is so unique is the fact that it has a stone bridge over this pond, because when they created this property, they had to combine 4 different plots together, and in the center you have this void. So in order to take advantage of it, they created a beautiful pond and built this stone bridge. In fact, let me tell you more. When you're building a big estate, you need as much surface area as possible. And when they combined these plots together, they ended up with this space where you have a massive void, or the natural contour of the land created this section. Now, you can fill this space with more dirt and create even a flatter pad, but then you are altering the land itself a little too much. So to embrace that, they ended up creating this beautiful Zen pond with these rolling slopes around it. And on the other side, you can actually see the water feature. And I think it plays into the aesthetic and the style of the home. And having a stone bridge is just really cool. And it provides this really unique experience driving from the gates to your home. Next to this water feature, we have golf green. And there are also 2 tee boxes, so you can play a little bit of golf as well. And here's another thing that I want to cover. Right on the other side, we have the neighboring property. Stunning home. And funny enough, the builder that built this home also built that property as well. And when I came here yesterday for the first time, my initial thought was why they don't have a tall fence wall, or their hedging is not tall enough to block the neighbor. But then, as I spend more time here, I quickly realized we're in Minnesota. People are so nice here, and people are all about the community, all about the neighborhood. And in fact, they want to acknowledge that they have neighbors on the other side, and by buying a home here, you're part of the community. So yes, they could have easily blocked that house and make it more private, but the truth is the estate itself is very private, and that's a beautiful property to look at, so they just embraced it. You can see the remaining grounds. We still have a lot more to see. Let's hop back into the golf cart. All right. Now, as we continue, the driveway splits up to 2 sections. The section to the left takes you to the 6-car garage that is on the main level. And then we're gonna take the right here. It splits up again, and the right section goes down to the lower level where we have an insane 10-car garage. We're gonna see that space in a second. And then coming up here, we arrive to the motor court, and the estate is right in front of us. Now, this is a newly constructed home that consists of 3 levels. I love the architecture, the elegance, these steep roof lines, and I'm gonna cover the details here in a second, but I wanna quickly turn this way because right in the center of the motor court, we have this green landscape section with retaining walls, and here we have a massive water feature that is literally roaring and setting this grand tone before you enter the home. And coming back here, you can see the field stone on the exterior, complemented with these limestone sections, whether it's the headers or the window surroundings. And I'm gonna be sharing some of the numbers, figures, and costs related to this build throughout the home because numbers are absolutely staggering. In fact, they spent $5 million just on the field stone, which covers majority of the exterior facade, some of the retaining walls, and other parts of the home, including the interior. Then they spent over $3.2 million on limestone, whether it's the decks, the window surroundings, or the headers in this case with these trim details or other parts of the home. And the slate roof here cost $1.4 million. Let that sink in. The scale of this property is absolutely insane. I'm sure you can see how little I look in front of this home. And then you have this grand entry, oversized windows, this timeless French country estate aesthetic. And I want to say the architecture here is more eclectic because they have so many different features and elements combined in this property. And the interiors are actually quite modern. But beyond that, standing on this motor court, looking at the other side, the lush landscape, the privacy, the zen-ness of this place speaks for itself. Now, we have the steps here taking you up to the entry, and the double doors behind us open up to the foyer. But before we get in there, why don't I get the specs of this property quickly out of the way? We have 8 bedrooms plus 2 guest houses that we saw earlier, 18 bathrooms, 28,980 square feet of interior space, built on this lush 8-acre plot, on the market for $55 million. And with that price tag, it is the most expensive home in the state of Minnesota, with 655 feet of incredible lake frontage. I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, John C. Adams and John F. Adams. They are a father and son team for making this tour possible. More information, as always, will be in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. And now, let's go inside and let's see this one-of-a-kind estate. The foyer certainly lives up to what we have seen so far and carries out the grandness of this property. We have French oak hardwood floors stained in dark, and then you can see these white paneled walls, mood lighting on the ceiling with these gorgeous chandeliers, and then we have all these casement windows. And the same detail that we saw on the exterior around the windows, they brought the same limestone element to the interior as well, tying all these details together, which I think is a very nice touch. Now, as you walk into the great room, look at the view you get. It is absolutely breathtaking. The sliding glass doors that are right in front of us, they are motorized, so with a push of a button, they pocket into the walls. And if that wasn't enough, they also have these transom windows above to bring additional natural light to the space, given that it features double height ceilings. Look at these chandeliers. The scale is crazy, and in fact, each one of these feature 200 glass tubes, and both of them combined cost around $115,000, which is wild. And I have these numbers because the development team here was kind enough to share me some of their numbers and figures, and this property is just absolutely staggering. And yeah, these chandeliers are just incredible. Now, over here, we have the first seating area with 4 distinct chairs, coffee table right in the center, and then on the other side we have the main seating area. In fact, Armand, why don't you come over to this side? I have a little party trick. You see, we have a massive fireplace here with a marble surround that goes up all the way to the ceiling, but there's actually something behind this marble fireplace. Let me show you. So it is going to slowly activate, and as you can see, that 300-pound marble panel goes up into the fireplace, and we're about to see what's behind it. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about the seating area. You'll have your long couches, oversized coffee tables, beautiful fireplace, wall sconces where you can feature your art, and we also have built-in cabinetry on each side. And there you go. That marble panel hides your 85-inch TV, and it gets even better. Not only are we going to be able to see the TV, it actually kicks forward. So they had to come up with a custom hydraulic system to accommodate this. Armand, isn't this crazy?
It's incredible.
I mean, it's wild. And there you go. That's your TV. And in fact, Armand, why don't you meet me on the other side? Let's show the view of the other side. You can see the motor court, the water feature, all the way to your guest homes. And right above us is the top floor landing where we have a gorgeous piano and additional transom windows. And that's how they are getting so much natural light to this space. One of the questions I get asked all the time is about career advice. How to break into the industry, how to grow, or how to build something of your own. And while I love helping people, and I do help as many as I can, the truth is we don't always have the specific guidance or expertise they're looking for. That's where Strawberry.me comes in. I personally have had a mentor and a coach for most of my professional life, and I know how valuable that is. But for a lot of people, it is very difficult to find that right person. Someone that can keep you accountable to the work, and a person you can trust to help you stay on track. This is why we chose to partner with Strawberry.me. They connect you directly with professional coaches, people who specialize in helping you figure out your next step, whether that's career growth, leadership, or personal development. You can find someone who matches your goals, build a personalized plan together, and actually have someone hold you accountable along the way. It's like having your own support team, but built entirely around you. Something that really sets Strawberry.me apart is their ability to keep you connected to your coach in between sessions via their in-app messaging. And the ability to do this all virtually in a safe environment for you and something that can fit into your business schedule. So if you've been looking for direction or just want to take the next step in your career, check out Strawberry.me. It's one of the best ways to get real, personalized guidance from experts who actually care about your growth. So find your coach today at Strawberry.me. Now with that, we're done with the great room. Let me go to the other side so we can check out the family room, dining room, and the kitchen. Without a doubt, one of the most important sections of this home. This is the beating heart where everybody's gonna gather around, cook a meal, and spend time in this property. Before I talk about the seating area here, Armand, why don't we turn this way to showcase this living wall art. They have these little art pieces, well in this case it's actually a big one, throughout the home to bring some color, life into the interiors, and it's just a fun touch. And in fact, Armand, meet me on the other side. You can see these massive picture windows, sectional couch, oversized coffee table. Again, the scale of this property is quite insane. So a lot of these rooms are oversized, and then you get these views. It is absolutely breathtaking. The lake, the grounds, the grandeur of the estate, transom windows above for additional light. In fact, we like this frame so much that yesterday we shot our interview here.
My name is John Kramer, president of John Kramer & Sons. When I walk around the grounds of this home, I just have a great sense of pride, and I know that the design team, from the architects to the interior designers to the landscapers and all the subcontractors and craftspeople that worked on this house are exceptionally proud of this home.
John Kramer & Sons are one of the top builders in the world. The house itself, one of one. Hi, my name is John Adams. Myself and my dad are the co-listing agents of this property, and we're excited to have you.
And being able to experience the lake, have a property like this with these kind of grounds, the combination of that is quite rare, and honestly it doesn't get much better than that. I personally love lakes, and it would be so fun to live here, enjoy the water, the access, and just cherish life. That's all I gotta say. Now, moving on. Next up, we have the dining area, but before I cover that section, I want to quickly take everybody out to the covered patio. So we have motorized sliding glass doors here, and throughout the home, we have this traditional aesthetic. You have a lot of great windows, but when they get the opportunity, they placed full-size floor-to-ceiling motorized sliding glass doors to truly create that indoor-outdoor transition. And the transition here is quite seamless. This is a very cozy outdoor seating area. You have the fireplace on the other side with a TV, and then you look down to your pool area. That's your pool house right on the other side. And they have 4 space heaters here. So even during cold weather, you can heat up this section and leave your sliding glass doors open. On the back, we have a built-in barbecue area with its own vent, and that is really important. That way, if you're grilling steaks or cooking seafood, you don't have to cook it in your kitchen. You can quickly step outside, cook it here with a vent. That way, all the smells don't go into your home and then go back in. And if you follow this patio here, it takes you to another outdoor dining area and then leads you to your grounds to these insane views. And I promise we're gonna cover them in a second. But for now, let me take everybody back inside to the dining room, located right in the center underneath this gorgeous chandelier. And we have 3 of these chandeliers in this room, mood lighting throughout. So much is happening in this space, and you can comfortably sit 12 people here. Again, enjoy the views, be close to your kitchen, and then these French oak hardwood floors with chevron pattern with the border detail around just gives so much depth to the space. Again, one of my favorite sections. Now, on the other side, we have the kitchen, and I promise I'm gonna cover all of its details. But before I do that, I wanna talk about Nuare. As you all know, recently we launched Nuare, our candle brand, and we're so proud of it. And with our launch, we got a ton of feedback, some positive and some negative. And truth be told, we expected that because we're very fortunate. We have over 4 million subscribers. But at the same time, that makes it very challenging for us to launch a product or a service because the people that watch our videos come from all walks of life. So for that, we wanted to create a product that's in everybody's home. And when you think about it, whether you own a studio or a 30,000 square foot mega mansion like this, there's a good chance you have a candle in your home. And for us, it was really important that we created a product that is high quality and luxurious. And we felt like we can do that with a candle while offering it at a price range that is accessible by masses. And that's why we launched Nuare. One important thing that I want to mention with our candles is the fact that our vase is actually a little bit oversized and it burns well over 90 plus hours. So that's a really important figure. And I realized on our main video when we launched the candle, we had so much to cover. We were so excited because we've been working on this over 2.5 years that I didn't even mention how the candle smells. So this one is Tangerine Vetiver, our first candle. And Tangerine adds that liveliness, the brightness, and a little bit of the sweetness. And then we have Oud for depth, and Vetiver layers that earthy floral tone. So you end up with a candle that's very fresh, soothing, and a little bit sweet, just tiny bit. So we're very proud of the smell. We've been getting so much positive feedback. And in fact, we're leaving these 2 boxes for the homeowners here. If you want to support us, you can go to nuarehome.com, get your candle. And with that, I want to continue our tour. Welcome to this gorgeous kitchen. Now, quickly, I'm going to shift right here because I have another surprise. We have some built-in cabinetry here, espresso maker, sink, and it's funny, they carried out the same paneling detail to the kitchen with the marble, and it wasn't enough for them. They also placed, let's see, a drop-down TV here. Pretty clever, into the upper cabinetry. So I wanted to point that out. Now let's turn to the other side. Kitchen comes with 2 small islands and 1 big island. The small islands featured this butcher block design with a little metal piece right here. And Armand, let's get a close up. There's a small slit here for you to place your knives. And then over here, we have a trash bin. That way when you're chopping up things, you have waste, you can easily throw it here. This island features a sink, and we have the second island on the other side, again with a butcher block. And then here we have the main island. Dual elevation marble countertop, bar seating, oversized sink, and this is a great angle for you to enjoy the views, interact with the room. And then we have shaker cabinets with these chrome texturized handles, and there are 2 details here that I want to cover. Number 1, Armand, let's get another close-up. Look how they recessed in all the plugs. That way you don't see any plug covers. It just looks a little bit more minimalist. And then we have these pedals. Let's say your hands are dirty and you don't want to touch your sink. There you go. You can just turn on the water with your feet. I think this is a detail that everybody can incorporate in their kitchen, and it is so practical. Now, on the other side, we have our Wolf gas range. Above that is this custom vent design that gives that pop of color and leans into the traditional aspect of this home. And just like I talked about earlier, look at all the paneling and molding details with the marble work on the backsplash. Really nice kitchen. It doesn't end here. On the other side, we have the paneled freezer. This is the paneled fridge. And then you have this built-in section to display your glassware, all your plates, easy to access. And next to that is your chef's kitchen. It's a very compact space, island in the center with a sink, and right off the entry you can see all the Wolf built-in appliances, your ovens, induction cooktop, another commercial vent. And I like the cabinetry here. They went with this industrial aesthetic, including some of the sides and the cabinet fronts. It plays into the utility of this room. And then we have two oversized windows looking down to your pool area. And on the other side, we have additional built-in cabinetry, another built-in appliance. It's a nice compact space. Now, next up, I want to quickly take everybody back. And Armand, why don't you come this way? So that's where we have the foyer. This long hallway takes us to the left wing of the property. In fact, we have the elevator over there as well. This is the secondary staircase. I'll talk more about this design later, but for now, I want to take everybody this way so we can check out the formal dining room. This space is spectacular. We have oversized windows facing the motor court and the rest of the grounds all the way to your guest home. Great natural light coming in, additional transit windows above, solid wood table right in the center. You can comfortably sit 10 people here. And I just realized something. Well, two things. Number one, the chairs that are on each side, they have the wooden backing instead of the cloth backing. Number two, I was working here yesterday, and these chairs are very comfortable. And I think that's really important because even though this home has this formal spirit, the interior is quite modern, but it's also very comfortable. It is designed in a way to be utilized, which I really appreciate. If you have an asset like this, you should use it, you should cherish it, you should make the best of it. Now, in the center, we have this intricate chandelier. And I want to point this out. The homeowner here was very intrigued by light fixtures, and throughout the home, whether it's the bathrooms, some of the common spaces, there's tremendous attention paid to not only light fixtures, also for mood lighting throughout. And in fact, speaking of mood lighting, look at the built-ins here with LED lighting on the interior. Very extravagant. You have additional built-in cabinetry with these reeded glass fronts, wallpaper on this side, and the ceiling here has this really unique pattern. It's actually a plaster ceiling. And lastly, the detail I want to talk about is the hardwood floors. The craftsmanship here and brass inlays and this intricate pattern really adds up to the weight of this room. Beautiful dining area. Now, next up, we have the wine room. As soon as you walk into the space, you immediately feel the temperature change because it is temperature controlled. The millwork here is absolutely stunning, all walnut throughout, and they paneled everything. The shelving, fridges, everything is made out of walnut. And when I say fridges, fridge covers. And the shelving here holds, I believe, 543 bottles, and the room in total holds up to 1,057 bottles, which is quite impressive. It's a proper wine room. And then we also have a bar here with these metal shelves to hold your glassware, so you can have your guests come from the dining room to this space, enjoy their spirits, and walk right back out. Now, the room, or this section, doesn't end here because we have the doors behind me opening back to the hallway. And the next space we're going to check out is this powder room. The onyx here, this custom vanity, bronze frame, the mirror design, everything about it, and this powerful orange glow against the walnut paneling. This is a statement piece. They went so out of their way for this powder room that I want to applaud their efforts. The development team here, this is stunning. It's a piece of art. And look at the intricate floor design here. And the walnut paneling just gives this immediate weight and feel to any room, honestly, including that powder room. We have some windows facing the grounds, but we gotta keep going. We got a lot more to see. Now, this is an interesting point. I'm gonna talk about some of the rooms here briefly without going in. To my right, we have an office that faces the front of the home. If you follow this hallway, it takes you to an oversized mudroom. And I wanna emphasize that because it's a phenomenal space with so much built-in cabinetry, countertop space. But I'm not gonna take you guys there because that's where we have all of our camera gear. And let me tell you, it is a mess in there right now. You do not wanna see it. The same space also leads to the 6-car garage that we have on the main level. And then lastly, to my left, we have this door opening up to the junior primary bedroom. We have this small little formal entry space that leads you to the room. And as soon as you walk in, you just see this view and you wanna walk right against this massive picture window and just take it all in. I mean, lake is literally right in front of you. Rolling lawns, the pool, the ambiance, the oversized American flag, it all adds up to the experience. And Lake Minnetonka is 14,206 acres. So it's a pretty big lake. And you can see we're surrounded by beautiful grand estates and people are out there jet skiing, on their sailboats, on their pontoon boats. It is fun to live right next to a lake. Is Minnesota the state with the most amount of lakes? Am I correct on that?
Yes, you know, our tagline is Land of 10,000 Lakes, but I think it's actually well over 11,000 lakes, to be honest with you.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of water frontage for you guys.
A lot of waterfront.
I'm born and raised in Turkey. I moved to this country when I was 17 years old. And as you can imagine, the United States of America is a big country, 50 plus states, and every state is a little mini country of its own. This is my first time in Minnesota, and I'm gonna give you a really funny context here. I've learned about Minnesota through How I Met Your Mother. Do you know How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
We are Swedish. We are so cool with our baguettes and our Eiffel Tower.
Dude, Sweden's not France, you know that, right?
Oh, it's France.
So one of the characters there, he plays this guy from Minnesota. So throughout the seasons of the show, he would constantly give context on Minnesota, how they love hockey, how they're very family oriented, how they're very outdoorsy, and how they're very nice and kind people.
Minnesotans, I mean, you've seen the t-shirts, you've seen it on TV. I mean, Minnesota nice, right? That's what they say, and it's very true. People are very warm and inviting, and they wave at you when you pass them in the car. The fact of the matter is, it's a wonderful place to live. Our summers are amazing.
The seasons are stunning. Like our fall, like this site in the middle of fall is absolutely breathtaking. The color and all the things to do around Minnesota, and I think the general perception of Minnesota is that we're flyover country in the Midwest. I think people come here, we've got 17 Fortune 500 companies in Minnesota. They settle into Minnesota, they start raising their family here, and they realize this is the best kept secret in the United States of America.
Why this specific lake out of 11,000 lakes that are in this state is so special, or it is the place to be?
Whenever people think of high-end real estate in Minnesota, they immediately think of Lake Minnetonka.
Everything has to do with proximity. Lake Minnetonka is obviously large, but it's 22 minutes from the airport, it's 20 minutes from downtown Minneapolis. There are a lot of places to explore, destinations in terms of restaurants and villages to stop into. So it's not just one big vast body of water. Whether you're a wake surfer or a sailor or want to use it for jet skis or just tours of the lake, it's got an extremely unique degree of character throughout the whole lake.
Now, this room features built-in cabinetry on this side where you have an office or possibly a makeup area with a TV. Then we have the king-size bed right in the center. Again, these cool, quirky light fixtures, small seating area here. And just like the rest of the home, every single one of these bedroom suites that we're gonna see are quite oversized. I can't get over the view. I think when you live in a property like this, view is the focal point, and I love that that was the case here in this room. Now let me take you this way so we can check out the full bathroom. The first thing I want to acknowledge is the fact that they spared no expense when it comes to constructing this home. And beyond that, every single one of these bathrooms feature marble floors, marble walls, extensive marble work. And in this case on the floor, we have mosaic marble flooring installed in this basket weave pattern. And then we have the same cabinetry that we've been seeing throughout, shaker cabinets with polished handles, marble countertops, marble backsplash. Look at these intricate wall sconces. And this one comes with 2 sinks, makeup area, ton of storage, separate water closet, and of course, I'm gonna step right in. And walk-in shower with chrome fixtures, body sprays, and a built-in bench. This is one of the 8 bedrooms that we have within the main estate. We got so much more to see. In fact, let's jump back to the foyer. Now we're gonna check out the right wing. This is where we have the primary bedroom suite that we're gonna see in a second, and also the staircase that takes us up to the top floor where we have the remaining bedroom suites. But I also wanna cover some of the details here. Same oak hardwood floors. In fact, they've spent $780,000 just on the hardwood floors alone. Crazy. Paneled walls. And then going to my right, we have another powder room. Marble floors, marble walls, marble fabricated vanity with an incorporated sink. This unique fixture with these cool handles. And they also use brass here with the recessed shelves, trim around the mirrors, and also as a back wall behind the main mirror with LED lighting. And we also have Macassar veneer panels that surround the vanity. And I was thinking, when was the last time we saw this material extensively used? And I believe it was on Motor Yacht Tatiana with Bilgin Yacht. That yacht featured this material a lot. And then I was just thinking, this home with some of the finishes, details, glossy cabinetry, it does have a yacht aesthetic to it, at least in certain rooms. So I wanted to point that out. It's a nice touch to this bathroom. And here we have a total toilet. Now, right behind Armand, we have another bedroom suite that I'm gonna skip. That one faces the front of the home with a beautiful bathroom. And each one of these bathrooms feature a totally different pattern and stonework. Wanted to point that out as well. Now, small storage space underneath the staircase, and starting from this entry, what's behind me is the primary bedroom. I promise we're gonna see that in a second, but for now, let's go to the top floor. On this level, we have 5 spacious guest suites, and we're gonna do our best to cover as many of them as possible, but like I said earlier, we're gonna jump around throughout this episode because the house is massive. We have 8 acres, the grounds, the lake, so much to cover. We're gonna do our best. Now, out of the 5, we're gonna tour 3 guest suites. 2 are here, one to my right and one right behind Armand. And off of the landing, you have this really cool curved ceiling design that's plaster, mood lighting, wall paneling, a lot to see on this level. Now, let's go see the first guest suite. In fact, it starts on the right because here we have a really interesting room. Welcome to the hair salon. 2 pedicure machines, your hair washing station, makeup area, skylights to bring in natural light. It's a nice amenity addition to this home. Now, the bedroom suite itself has a long hallway, given that it has a big footprint, some built-ins on this side. Let's check out the bathroom. Again, marble throughout. Look at the mosaic installation in the center with brass inlays, the intricate marble work, your freestanding tub, shaker cabinetry with 2 sinks, wall sconces, and here we have the bathroom and the walk-in closet. Closet is located at the end, so I'm gonna skip that part. Actually, let me go this way. And the walk-in shower. Features the same gray marble, but here they use bigger pieces on the floors. And then on the walls, they use this pattern, which is called arabesque. And it actually continues all the way to the other side. And here we have another intricate installation with border detail and glass inlays. I mean, the craftsmanship in this home, the amount of man hours that went into it is mind-boggling.
We worked with PK Architecture, TEA2 Architecture, Topo LLC for the landscaping, Martin Patrick III for the interior design, and a whole mix of craftspeople and designers. And I mean, the amount of woodwork, the amount of stone, just the amount of detail and craftsmanship and design that goes into something like this is really incredible. thousands of people work on a home like this. And so when it's done and when it's complete, everybody is just so proud of their work. And that is probably the coolest part of our job and what we get up and do every single day.
It's not an exaggeration to say this is one of one. It's extremely rare to get those kind of parties to collaborate over such a long period of time, which was really 7 years, to compile what you have here today.
Welcome to the first guest suite on this level. King size bed, a lot of windows bringing natural light. In fact, to my left, we have the first built-in seating area next to the windows, again, facing the motor court. And then on the other side, we have the second built-in section where it faces the lake, and right in front of us is the lake porch. That structure is actually grandfathered in, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, this is just a cozy spot for you to lay down, enjoy these amazing views, and this awesome room. Now next up, we have the guest suite number 2. I particularly wanted to showcase this room because it is properly front facing and also has a very cool ceiling design. If you look at the house from the exterior, you will see these vaulted roof sections, and this is one of them. I love that they left the beams exposed, but then you have the wormwood paneling, light fixture, built-in section on this side for additional storage, massive casement windows. Again, views are just incredible. Green outside just comes right into the room. King size bed right in the center. And over here, we have additional grid windows, and you can see a similar section on the other side and how they have this kick-out section from the roof. They're called dormers, and they provide the opportunity for these grid windows to be placed. And of course, around the corner, we have a full bathroom with 2 vanities, walk-in shower, intricate marble work throughout. Now next up, let's go back to the landing. Now we saw this section earlier. In fact, we're currently above the great room on the bridge that connects these 2 wings to each other. And it's just a nice open space, gorgeous piano adorning the room, some built-ins, more of these casement windows. Great natural light comes in, and then as you get next to the railing, you look down on your great room. I love that we have additional transom windows above. That way, even from this level, you can enjoy the views. And I mean, what a space. Now, here's a fun fact about this room that I forgot, that now I'm realizing I forgot. The carpet here is custom designed for this room. It is inlaid with silk and bronze metal pieces. It costs $143,000, which is absolutely wild. So I wanted to mention that. Now, let's continue our tour. Here, we're not gonna jump because I want everybody to get the scale of this property. Elevator landing on this side, and you may think that we're gonna take the rest of the hallway, but we're not. There's actually a hidden door here that takes you to a storage closet, and at the end of the staircase, we have something really special. Welcome to the Rooftop Terrace. Situated right in the center, on the top floor, you have this amazing outdoor space all to yourself. It is probably around 1,500 square feet, maybe a little bit more. And from this level, you get unobstructed views from your motor court all the way to the lake. And this space is currently underutilized. They have some seating areas and a dining area here, but you can certainly have more outdoor furniture here and make more out of the space. And being up here, you immediately want to talk about the lake, how people are having so much fun. They're on their jet skis, boats. This is quite special. Armand, what do you think?
I like the architecture. It's so nice to being really close to the lake.
Yeah.
And you know, we're working hard, but it's good to see people are having fun, and just even watching them is gives me good memories, good moments. And this house reminds me the Geneva episodes we shot.
Actually, you're right. The traditional home, the lake frontage, beautiful grounds.
And golf carts too.
Yes, that's right. We also use the golf cart over there to cover the grounds. But you're right, Armand. I think it's a very happy house. Being here, looking at these views, the lush grounds, everything all comes together, and it is quite special. I'm glad we're sharing it with our viewers.
I think the general sentiment is that this property would be $250 million in Malibu. This could be a coming out party for Minnesota generally in this price strata and Lake Minnetonka specifically. The relative value overall of what this property in all its capacities has to offer is so superior to anything else that can be acquired in the United States of America relative to its price strata. Additionally, I believe that at some point, people start seeing value in Minnesota from all its cultural aspects to Fortune 500 company aspects to the idea that we don't have wildfires, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have extreme weather patterns. We're one of the highest elevations in the United States of America. You can get insurance on all of our homes. And let's face it, this is a huge capital investment for anybody who's going to acquire this. And it's as safeguarded of one as you can make in the United States of America.
That's why we're here. This is one of the rare cases where we reached out to the listing agents, yourself and your team, because we felt like this was something special beyond being a lakefront property. The architecture, the scale, the story. It's the first time you're getting international exposure. So this property has that kind of weight and power. This hallway keeps giving. Now we're walking towards the left wing. This is where we have the secondary staircase right next to the formal dining room that we saw earlier. Another curved ceiling design with natural light coming in. And the chandelier here goes down all the way to the lower level. Like we said earlier, this home consists of 3 levels. And coming this way, here we have a really cool dome ceiling design. And the windows here give you a very unique perspective, and you can actually get a closer look of the roof. Now, on the exterior, you saw the fieldstone and limestone used. And as the walls transition to the roof structure, you can see how they use so many different layers of flashing. The slate roof itself, and there are certain parts of the roof where the angle is very low, where you cannot use slate, and that's where they use metal roofing with snow stoppers, because during winter it snows here. And given the footprint of this home, that's so much water and snow to manage. So the intricacy of the roof and how all these channels have been created to divert the water to the gutters and then into the grounds, it is quite amazing. I can just sit down here and study all of the flashing details and intricate details they had to incorporate to pull off this roof. There's a reason why it cost $1.4 million. All right, follow me this way. Another bedroom suite here, just like the one that we saw earlier, facing the motor court. Long hallway where you can just enjoy the views, enjoy the American flag. This is a utility closet. And now we have another landing here. At the end of this hallway, we have another bedroom suite that I'm just gonna skip. Laundry room to my left. In fact, they have one of these rooms right at the other landing as well. And then coming over here, you can see the double doors opening up to this insane room that is so long and spacious. We're gonna see what's at the end in a second. Comes with 2 identical bathrooms. So let me show you this one. On the floors, you can see this mosaic tiling. That's penny tiles, all out of marble. Marble walls with this intricate design. Vanity with 2 sinks. Separate room for your water closet and your walk-in shower. And we have the second bathroom right on the other side. To warm up the space, we have this cozy wallpaper here, and it leads you to the bunk room.
Anybody who acquires this property is going to walk into that bunk room, and they're going to envision generations, family, friends, kids.
What that is built for is legacy, is for your kids to come back, for your grandkids to be able to enjoy the home as well and to have their own space.
And it just evokes an extreme degree of emotion.
Hands down, one of the coolest bunk rooms we have ever toured on this channel. You have 6 built-in beds that are full-size beds, definitely comfortable. And I know when you think of a bunk room, you think of a room that's for kids, but adults can certainly stay here. In fact, I told the listing agents and the homeowners that we're more than happy to stay in this room, even though we're staying at a very nice house that's nearby, because This space feels so comfortable. Now also, look at the ceiling above us. You have mood lighting throughout, and it is painted to look like night sky. That way, when you have all of the lights off, it just kind of leans into the playful aspect of this home for the kids that are going to be staying here. Now, Armand, can we get a close up? We have in total 4 of these sections where we have few steps that take you up to these flat landings where you have additional casement windows, and these steps are also drawers. So really nice millwork. In fact, the same millwork continues for the bed frames. And at the end, we have additional cabinetry, more windows, and the oak paneling really plays into the warmth, the character of the space. And if I were a kid, I would have loved to stay here. Now, to close the loop on all the bedroom suites, why don't we go back down to the main level so we can check out the primary bedroom. The primary bedroom suite features a couple different rooms. The first one we're gonna see is the office that starts here with these steel-cased glass doors, and as you walk in the space, you're wowed with the millwork, the cabinetry, walnut burl veneer paneled desk, and the ceiling here, which looks so exquisite. Again, we were just talking about the yacht aesthetic. You can really see that inspiration come into this room. Chairs that are matching the reveal aesthetic of this desk, windows throughout so you can see the driveway that goes down into your garage, the lake, your motor court. And it is nice that the main office gets the views of the motor court as well, so you can see who's coming into your home. I love the paneling on the back that transitions into the built-ins here with LED lighting. You have countertop space, open shelves. This is a very exquisite office. Now let's push Armand back for a second so we can continue on the other side. In here, you can also see the same limestone trim used around the windows, and I appreciate the fact that they brought that exterior detail to the interior. It just creates a nice pop of color, and it's just a thoughtful touch. Now going here, another set of these double doors. These have the privacy screens on the inside, so it keeps the bedroom a little bit more private. And the primary bedroom gets its own laundry room, just to give you an idea when it comes to the scale of this section. Now come on in. To my right, we have the closet. To my left, we have the bathroom. Armand, where do you want to go next?
I think the bathroom.
All right, let's go bathroom. Here we have the entry section with a little built-in seating area. The fabric continues on the wall, and then gorgeous light fixture, built-in cabinetry, and a proper bar. We have a microwave, dishwasher drawer, sink, this cool back wall design, additional cabinetry, espresso maker, and lastly, 2 refrigerator drawers. Everything you need, and as you all know, I'm a big believer in having some sort of a bar or a space for you to serve your primary bedroom. That way you don't have to walk all the way to the kitchen, and in this case, for this house, that's quite a lot. Now, as you walk into the bathroom, you're just wow with the grandeur, the scale, and the marble work throughout. Let me give you some fun facts. They picked 2 massive marble blocks in Italy, ship it to the United States, and locally fabricated all the marble installation that you see in this house. In fact, this bathroom alone cost $750,000, and I'm just talking about marble here. Whether it's the floors with this border detail, the walls with all the trims, and even the ceiling here, where instead of going with regular wood molding, they went with marble molding details and this cove lighting design and the plaster. Of course, gorgeous chandelier above, and right behind me is the continuation of the marble, which is a 1,400-pound freestanding marble tub, casement windows, broad views, lake on the other side. In fact, you can see the boathouse from here, and with the limestone, the marble, the minimalist approach here, this is absolutely stunning. God bless the individuals that installed this freestanding tub. It must have been so difficult. Now, we also have 2 separate water closets here with total toilets, and then bathroom has 2 similar sections where you have a vanity with this yacht-inspired cabinetry. Look at all the chrome frame here with these gorgeous handles and a gloss cabinetry, marble countertops, plugs are again recessed into the marble walls. I love that cove lighting detail is also here, and the lake view. Now you can see the lake porch right in front of us. This is incredible. And let me show you the walk-in shower, oversized handle, this unique pattern on the wall, body space, rain head, regular shower head, and a window here for some ventilation, but it has the privacy frost as well. And this section repeats itself all the way on the other side. So you get 2 walk-in showers, 2 vanities that are similar to each other. I'm just blown away. The amount of work that they put into this bathroom is something else. And gets better. Let me take you to the primary bedroom closet. Of course, as expected, room is very spacious with built-in cabinetry, smoked glass fronts, so it leans into this more darker contemporary aesthetic. And speaking of contemporary, they also have a 3D CNC carved back paneling here with mood lighting and some open shelving, and the rest of the built-ins, storage space, island. I'm just blown away. This house, its scale, finishes, details, it is quite amazing. Now, let's go back to the hallway. We have something really special here. This door opens up to the safe room. There's a small bed here, some built-ins, and the entire thing is bulletproof. In fact, Arma, can you come to this side? They also have windows here, and when they told me this is a bulletproof room, I'm like, well, the windows are bulletproof, but how about the shutters here? They're solid with metal in them, so they're also bulletproof as well, just like this door here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it has the metal insert. And they're also calling this space the snore room, because if your partner is snoring, you can just come over here and have a peaceful night all to yourself. And let me tell you, because you hardly have any windows here and the bulletproof insulation aspect of it, it is nice and quiet and zen here. Wanted to point that out. Now, let me show you the bedroom itself, another set of these steel case doors, and come on in. Whether it's the width, these oversized windows, casement windows on the bottom, 2 French doors, the vast view, lake coming in, and these green grounds right in front of you. This room has a grand, regal feel to it, and I just love how much natural light it gets. And while we're here, I want to talk about something that I should have talked about earlier, but it just hit me, and it's the wall paneling. When you install this finish, beyond installing the panels, you have so many trim pieces that you need to cut, miter, connect together, and install. And when you install these pieces, you use pin nails. That way they make the least amount of damage on the wood, but which then means as you're finishing the space, you need to go and fill in those holes with Bondo or some sort of a filler material. Then you need to sand them, and then you may need to caulk the edges to make sure you get the smoother aesthetic. And then you hope that you have a really good painter that can paint these wall panels as if he or she is painting a car, because that's where you're going to get that quality, the craftsmanship feel, and that's exactly what they were going for in this house. Now, we have the king size bed here. Let's turn this way. I also like these fabric insertions just to warm up the primary bedroom a little bit more. Another party trick, as if we didn't have enough party tricks today. Motorized TV that comes out of the floor. I mean, come on, give me a break. They didn't want to take anything from these views, so that's why they came up with this TV solution. I'm just gonna wait and enjoy this process. Oh, I realized it goes up to match the level of the bed. And it is gonna stop very soon because it actually flushes against the floors. Amazing. And lastly, we have another fun detail here. This is a little bit out of the ordinary. We have a powder room here, because think about it, if you wake up in this bedroom, it will take you a minute to get to your toilet in the primary bathroom. That's why there's one that is near to your bed. This was owner's decision, and I applaud. Very clever, because every time I'm a light sleeper, if I were to go to that bathroom, I will definitely lose my sleep. So this was a nice touch. And yeah, beautiful room. French doors are opening up to the wraparound terrace, the grounds. And with that, we have a plot twist for you guys. Normally, we would continue our tour with the remaining levels or the grounds. But because this property is so big and we wanted to do justice when it comes to showcasing these rooms, talking about the features, the area, the details, we decided to split up this video into 2 parts. This is part 1, where you get the main floor and the top floor. And on part 2, you're going to get the lake access, the boathouse, the grounds, the backyard, pool area, the pool house, and wait till you see the lower level of this property, built for the ultimate experience. And of course, we're going to finish part 2 with an amazing night montage, as we do with all of our videos. And with that, let us know in the comments below, what do you think of this approach? Do you like it that we're making it 2 parts so it's a little bit easier to watch? Or do you prefer those long, at this point it would have been an hour-plus long videos where we cover everything in one video? With that, I also want to give big thanks to the listing agents for making this tour possible. Their information, property link will all be in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys next week with part 2.